Have you ever felt like your cat just doesn't care about you? Like you call them once, twice, 3 times, and they don't even react. But the moment you open food or sit down to do something important, they suddenly show up, almost like they were watching you the whole time. And that's the part that confuses people, because it feels inconsistent. It feels like your cat only shows up when it wants something. But what if that's not true? What if your cat actually understands you, connects with you, and even cares about you, just in a way you've never been taught to notice? Most people expect love to look obvious. They expect excitement. They expect reaction. They expect attention. But cats don't operate like that. They operate through patterns, through timing, through silence. And once you start noticing those patterns, you begin to see something completely different. Let me ask you something. Has your cat ever walked into a room, looked at you for a second, and then just sat somewhere nearby doing nothing? Not coming to you, not asking for anything, just existing near you. At first, it feels meaningless, but that moment, right there, is one of the biggest signs of connection. Because your cat doesn't need to interact with you to feel close to you. It just needs to be around you. And that's where most people misunderstand everything. Your cat is not ignoring you. Your cat is choosing comfort over reaction. There's a difference. When a cat feels unsafe, it doesn't ignore. It observes. It watches carefully. It stays alert. It tracks every movement. But when a cat feels completely safe, it relaxes. It looks away. It lies down. It stops reacting to every small thing. So when your cat ignores you, that's not distance, that's trust. And the crazy part is, most people take that trust and interpret it as rejection. Now, think about your own behavior. Have you ever been so comfortable around someone that you didn't feel the need to constantly talk? You just sat there, quiet, relaxed. That's exactly what your cat is doing. It's not avoiding you. It's existing with you, and that's a completely different level of connection. Now, here's something even more interesting. Your cat is always aware of you, even when it looks like it's not paying attention. It knows where you are, it knows your routine, it knows your habits. It just doesn't respond every time. And that's where things get funny, because you call your cat and it doesn't come. But open a snack, and suddenly it appears instantly. That's not coincidence, that's choice. Your cat heard you the first time. It just decided, not right now. And if you really think about it, that's actually kind of intelligent, because your cat is not reacting blindly, it's making decisions. It's choosing when something is worth its energy. And that's why their attention feels so unpredictable. But it's not random. It's selective. Now, let's go deeper. Have you ever noticed your cat following you but not getting too close? Like you walk into another room and a few seconds later your cat shows up, but instead of coming to you, it just sits somewhere nearby. That's not coincidence either. That's quiet attachment. Your cat wants to be where you are, but it doesn't need to be on top of you to feel connected. And that's something most people don't understand. They think affection has to be physical, but for cats, presence is enough. And sometimes presence is stronger than interaction. Now, here's something almost nobody notices. Your cat adjusts to you. Over time, it starts matching your behavior. If you're calm, your cat becomes calm. If you're energetic, your cat reacts differently. If you're stressed, your cat senses it. And slowly, it changes how it behaves around you. That's not instinct, that's adaptation. Your cat is learning you and building a pattern around you. Now, ask yourself this. Have you ever had a moment where you felt low and your cat just came and sat near you, not jumping around, not demanding attention, just sitting there? That's not random, that's awareness. Your cat doesn't understand emotions the way humans do, but it understands energy, and it responds to it. And over time, that creates a bond that doesn't need words.
Now, let's talk about something that confuses almost everyone: delayed affection. You try to pet your cat, it moves away. You try to interact, it ignores you. But later, when you're not even trying, it comes to you, sits near you, or suddenly becomes affectionate. That delay is important because cats don't respond on your timing, they respond on their own. And that's what makes their affection feel rare. And when something is rare, it feels more valuable. Now, think about nights. During the day, your cat might seem distant, busy in its own world, but at night, everything changes. It comes closer, sleeps near you, stays in your space. That shift is not random. At night, there's no noise, no distractions, just you and your presence, and your cat chooses that moment to be near you. That's not habit, that's preference, and preference is a form of attachment. Now, here's something small but extremely powerful: eye contact. When your cat looks at you and slowly blinks, that's not just a random movement, that's trust. Because in the animal world, closing your eyes means vulnerability. So when your cat does that in front of you, it's saying, "I'm comfortable enough to let my guard down." And if you blink back slowly, sometimes you'll notice it does it again. That's a silent conversation. No sound, no movement, just understanding. Now, most people miss all of this because they're waiting for something obvious, something loud, something that feels like a reaction. But cats don't communicate like that. They communicate in moments, in patterns, in silence. And once you start seeing those moments, everything changes. You stop feeling ignored, you stop feeling disconnected, and you start realizing your cat was never distant. It was just quiet. Now, before we go further, think about your own cat. What's one thing it does that you never really understood? Keep that in your mind, because by the end of this, you might see it differently. You think your cat ignores you? Watch this closely. When your cat walks into a room, looks at you for a second, and then just sits somewhere nearby, that's not random, that's choice, because your cat doesn't need attention to feel connected, it just needs your presence. And here's where it gets interesting. If your cat didn't trust you, it wouldn't ignore you. It would watch you constantly, stay alert, be ready to react. But when your cat relaxes around you, looks away, or just sits quietly, that means one thing: it feels safe. Now, think about how many times your cat sat near you and you didn't even notice, how many times it followed you quietly without making it obvious, and how many times did you assume it just doesn't care. Maybe it was never ignoring you. Maybe it was just loving you quietly. So next time your cat doesn't react, don't call it attitude. Look closer, because that silence might actually be trust. Now, here's the truth most people never realize. Cats don't love loudly. They don't need to prove it. They don't need constant interaction. They choose their moments, and that's what makes those moments real. Because when a cat chooses you without being called, without being forced, without expecting anything in return, that's not behavior, that's connection. So next time your cat ignores you, don't take it personally. Observe it, because hidden inside that silence are signs you've been missing all along. And once you start noticing them, you won't see your cat the same way again. Now, I want to ask you something. What's one behavior your cat does that you never really understood? Drop it in the comments. Let's figure it out together. And if this made you see your cat differently, then you already know what to do, because this is just the beginning.